The Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, quite possibly Universal's most controversial coaster to date. Since 2009, this roller coaster has been thrilling visitors from all over the world and has received praise for its onboard sound system and interactive video elements. But today, we toned down the bass as we reimagine this beloved Universal classic. Alright guys, pull down that restraint, choose your favorite song, and hold on tight because we're taking you to the sky. Are you ready to rock it? What's up guys, welcome back to another segment of Imagineer This, where we take a current attraction at Universal or Disney and we reimagine it. In today's episode, we touch up on one of my favorite attractions in the entire Orlando theme park area, the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket at Universal Studios Florida. Ever since going on this ride for my first time, I fell in love with it. You guys all know my favorite theme park attraction of all time is Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and part of that being a really nice onboard sound system, because I am an advocate for roller coasters that have an onboard sound system and play music. Nothing better for me than a roller coaster and blasting rock and roll music. And with the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, I think they do it better than any other attraction, even better than Rock and Roller Coaster, ironically. To break down a little bit of some history on the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, it opened on August 19th of 2009 for an estimated construction cost of $45 million, making it the 9th most expensive roller coaster ever constructed. The Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket was constructed by Maurer A&G, a German manufacturer company that produces roller coasters, freefall tower rides, and much more. Inspiration for the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket came from Universal Japan's Hollywood Dream roller coaster, a B&M roller coaster that also features onboard sound system where you choose your song. Unfortunately, it's no secret to anybody that the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket is a very problematic attraction. Many issues have arisen even during the construction phase of Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, as it opened in August of 2009, meanwhile it was supposed to open in May of 2009. And if you turn on your TV in Florida, you'll probably see this ride on the news maybe once every 6 months due to either valleying or getting an evac and people coming off the top of the ginormous 167-foot lift hill. So how did this coaster become so problematic, you may ask? It's actually quite simple. Remember how I mentioned the Hollywood Dream roller coaster at Universal Studios Japan? Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket was supposed to be a B&M roller coaster. The problem is, at the time, B&M was on a 5-year waiting list, so Universal had to turn to alternative options, and that option being Maurer A&G. Maurer A&G came out with a new coaster model known as the X-Cars model, which is currently being featured on the Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. And unfortunately, unlike Bollinger and Mabillard and other companies like Intamin and Vekoma, Maurer A&G's coasters can be very rough. I've only started going on this roller coaster very recently, but I've heard even from opening day that this ride's had a bit of a rattle. I do have a tip for you guys. If you do want to go on it, I would prefer to go in the front row. It's a much more enjoyable ride. I mean, in defense, it is a bit of a tendency that if you go further back in a roller coaster cart, you are going to get a rougher ride, but due to how Maurer's design is of the track, and plus Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket does feature a lot of maneuvers and a lot of high G-force moments, so it definitely does not get a pass for that. So you guys are probably wondering, Anthony, if this roller coaster has so much high praise from you and maybe just has a little bit of a rattle to it, then why does this need to be reimagined? Well, for many reasons actually that we can go back into Universal's past and look up. We're going to hop over to IOA one second. We're going to focus on 2 roller coasters that have been thrilling people for generations. This being the Incredible Hulk roller coaster and the now defunct Dragon Challenge. So as most Universal fans know, the Incredible Hulk roller coaster closed in 2015 for an entire retrack and reimagining of the ride. Same exact ride, but retracked by Bollinger and Mabillard, and also added an onboard sound system. This is because over the course of a 15-year span, the Incredible Hulk roller coaster became Bollinger and Mabillard's most heavily traveled roller coaster, considering Universal does operate 365 days a year. This drastically shortened the lifespan of the Incredible Hulk roller coaster, which left Universal with 2 options. 1, take down the Incredible Hulk roller coaster and replace it with a different ride, or with the option that we got, retract the entire thing. The Incredible Hulk roller coaster is one of the most iconic roller coasters to date. I cannot see Universal letting this thing go. And they showed by doing that. And now it's smoother than ever and has an amazing onboard soundtrack. And the same could be said for the Dragon Challenge, which closed in 2017. After running for 18 years, they finally closed it down to make way for Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, which I really don't mind, to be honest. Hagrid's has easily became probably my favorite attraction at IOA, and I haven't been on Dragon Challenge, I'm not gonna lie, but I've been on a bunch of B&M inverts. When there's a rattle, and I heard this one gave a rough ride. So now we look over to the Hollywood Rip Ride rocket, which has been running for 10 years and is ironically rougher than the Hulk probably ever was and the Dragon Challenge ever was. So if you take a look at their history, if you do 15 years, in about 2025 would probably be when the lifespan of Hollywood Rip Ride rocket is out. And don't forget, this is a Maurer A&G coaster and not a Bollinger and Mabby Yard, so the lifespan may be even shorter. So despite the crap that I'm giving the ride right now and everything, it is one of the most popular attractions at Universal. I love it. And it's probably one of the most iconic roller coasters in the world. So in this episode of Imagineer This, we are finally going to give Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket the justice it deserves and make it a more enjoyable attraction for generations to come. So immediately off the bat, we are going to dump Maurer A&G. We are done with them. For a coaster as problematic as this, if you're going to go back to the same manufacturer, you are out of your damn mind. Universal should completely cut off Maurer for the rest of their existence. Plus, if you look at the tendency of Universal, their most recent roller coasters have either been constructed by Premier or Intamin. But for the first time, we're not going to go with a B&M, an Intamin, or Premier. That's right, we're going with an RMC. Okay, so you're probably going like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? How are you supposed to put an RMC into a Universal park? It's not even like a wooden roller coaster. Well, if you're a big RMC fan, you definitely know that they have a tendency of making different models and continue to innovate their technology that makes them so famous. And one of their future models, if you guys remember it being revealed at IAAPA a few years ago, is something called the RMC T-Rex. It is a single rail roller coaster that has capabilities of going up to 500 feet apparently. 500 feet! One of the main things about the RMC T-Rex that stood out to me was the similarities between the X car and their car. Very wide open, featured 3 rows each, and can be very, very easily retrofitted with the onboard sound system. And also another reason by doing this is it could drive the construction cost down, as you could keep the support columns there and just replace the rails with the RMC T-Rex design. So I'm going to tell you guys an interesting idea I had. You guys are going to think I'm freaking insane for saying this, but it's a common saying that at Imagineering that no good idea is put to waste, and most ideas do tend to come back years later. So, about to do something absolutely insane. Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket is going to be the exact same track layout, but it is going to feature B&M's hypercoaster trains. Okay, yeah, you guys are wondering what the hell is the matter with you, Anthony? How can that even work? I'm pretty sure putting a B&M hypercoaster train top on a RMC chassis isn't that hard. Plus, one of the positives of it is if you make it 8 rows, that basically triples capacity. If you kept the continuous boarding system that they use right now at Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, you would go from 1,850 riders an hour to 4,928. That is something else. That might be the highest capacity roller coaster on the face of this planet. Alright, for you guys who are still here right now, you're definitely very invested in this idea, so I'm definitely going to put my money where my mouth is right now, and I'm going to show you guys how this can be possible. I actually did this on Planet Coaster. I took my regular Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket model and entirely dismantled it, retracted with the RMC T-Rex, and we are about to go give it a ride. Also, before we jump into it, the song that we will be listening to on Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket today has been provided by my friends' up-and-coming rock band, Vicious Summer. The song is called The Snake, and I'm going to leave all their stuff down below, their Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube channel, so you can check them out. If you love rock and roll, you're certainly going to love them, so make sure to follow them on IG and listen to their music on whatever platform you choose. Also, do keep in mind there is a minor flaw within my system. I can't make an RMC T-Rex go straight up like the vertical lift that we do have on Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket right now, so we're just going to pretend that this is going 90 degrees straight up instead of 60 degrees. Alright, now without further ado, let's rock it.
Can't I feel lonely?
Okay, now you guys know where I'm coming from, right? A lot more realistic when you look at it from a computer model perspective. I really hope that I open your guys' minds for this and go, holy crap, Universal really needs to do this. So yes, I hope that I convinced you guys that this would be an amazing idea. And hey, let's pray that someone from Universal Creative does see this and maybe puts it on the drawing board. I love the Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit already as it is, but if they did this, not only would it make it a more enjoyable ride, it would keep the wait times down for being a higher capacity attraction, and it will certainly make the ride last a whole lot longer for generations to come. This is a great ride that gets killed by very minor flaws that should not even happen in a Universal theme park. So I'm crossing my fingers that Universal Creative and RMC can partner up and give this ride justice. So that's going to wrap things up for today. Thank you so much again for tuning in, guys. Please be sure to subscribe down below, like the video, comment, and also let us know if you have any suggestions for our next segment of Imagineer This. Also, we'd like to announce that we officially launched our Twitter page. Link for that is going to be down in the description below. All right, thank you so much again for tuning in, guys. We'll see you guys next time here at Orlando Parks Insider.